What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is here. Match reaction time. It's a bit of a mixed one. I can't lie. Got mixed emotions going on right now. But listen, there's Leeds United 2, Brentford 2. Listen, please like the stream as you're coming in, or if you haven't already liked it, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Wow. It That game kind of like encapsulates our season right now, doesn't it? It's like, but we needed the win. For me, I said it on the debrief earlier this week, and I said it on my last match reaction video here. For me, anything less than 3 points against Brentford at home, it's a bad result. It's a bad result. So we can be pleased that we got a point in the end, and I'm still feeling the high now. Like my blood's still like going through me all around. Bamford getting his equalizer on his first game back, but realistically, no, we needed 3 points from this game. Um, we'll get into it. Uh, it's unfortunate. I can see all your comments coming in. I'm going to get to your comments. Just let me get my observations from the game out of the way, and then we can all talk, because I can see it's a bit mixed here. Got a point here, despite Bielsa not good enough, not a bad result. So there's mixed emotions. As I'm feeling right now, I'm no different to everybody else here. I'm feeling very mixed emotions myself. Um, okay, like the starting lineup. Yeah, we had Tyler Roberts starting the game, which was expected after Bielsa's bigging him up last after his last performance. He was bigging him up, so it was fairly obvious he was going to start while Bamford took a place on the bench. Very not good news for Ivan Toney. Get well soon, but positive news from Brentford camp that Ivan Toney wasn't playing. But even with Ivan Toney playing, I still had us to win this game. I just had us to win this game at home. I thought we had more than enough. And by judging by that first half, we really should have won that game. But we've got a few things to get into when it comes to us conceding. I can see when we concede, it's like the confidence just goes. Everyone starts to lose their heads a little. People going all over the place instead of doing what they were doing before. But there was also factors in there that didn't help the players either. So let's go into it. Like I say, Ivan Toney didn't start, so Brentford are already looking at this game, probably thinking, let's take a point and run. And I think that was quite evident as well from their first half performance, because they were sitting really deep. We was having control of the ball. We had most of the ball in that first half. We was doing the most. Meslier didn't really have much to do. Congratulations to Meslier as well, by the way. The youngest keeper to make 50 appearances, taking Joe Hart's record. That's an incredible achievement in the Premier League. So big up to Meslier for that. Um, on the 6 minute, have to mention this because it's a story I think that's kind of stuck with a lot of us. The young kid Arthur, young Birmingham City fan that was, horrifically killed. I think anybody who's got anything about him, even the coldest of people, would look at that and say, "God damn, that's awful." And it wasn't even an official mandated thing. The 6 minutes, it was just fan led, which was great to see. And they put his picture up on many screens across the weekend. And rest in peace to Arthur, man. The 6 minute clap is the least people could do for the kid, man. It's a horrible story. Back into the game, Liam Cooper gets injured around the 14th minute mark, and you're thinking, okay, Cooper's had a really strong run of games not in terms of performances. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in terms of fitness, because he usually goes down earlier than this with an injury, and it looks like he's caught his time. And I'm thinking, okay, come on in, Charlie Creswell. Let's get you in there, Charlie. Let's get you in and see if you can put a little bit of pressure on Robin Koch, who's coming back very soon, into thinking maybe Robin Koch won't have an easy ride in. But nope, we see Click get his top off. Nope, not Click. It goes to Jack Harrison. And my immediate reaction, I'll be honest, my immediate reaction is, why can we not just have a centre back replace a centre back? That was my immediate reaction. Charlie Creswell wouldn't have done any worse than anybody else against this Brentford team that were quite toothless in the first half. That was my immediate reaction. I thought Charlie Creswell would have been perfect to come in now and relieve Liam Cooper of that defensive role during injury. And it didn't happen. Harrison then comes on, and we suddenly have an overload down the left, and Harrison again. I know if the doctor's in here, I'm sure he'll be popping his head up in a bit. Harrison is off it, man. He's off it. I noted again in the first half when he misplaced an easy pass. He took on somebody really well, which was quite a rarity because he's not really taking on people right now. But he took somebody on, got past them, made the pass, and it was straight to the Brentford player. And we saw yet again Harrison do the whole head in the air thing, head in his hands. It's like it's becoming a common theme, and he's just out of form at the moment because our squad is so small. There are certain players that shouldn't be touching the grass right now, and unfortunately, Harrison is one of them. But for a period in that first half, I'll be honest, we looked better when the substitution happened. It seemed that going to the three helped us a bit in going forward. It seemed that people were just a bit more confident on the ball during the first half. But as we saw in the second half, the positional thing did kind of hurt us in the end. It did hurt us. The substitutions hurt us because there's another player that touched the grass that we really shouldn't be seeing right now. We just shouldn't be seeing him. Daniel James had a few. I was impressed with Daniel James throughout the game. I know his end product towards the end in the second half was a bit iffy, but I loved his game in the first half, especially. I thought he was really good. He had a really good cross into the box around the 18th minute mark that there was just nobody in there for. There should have been a striker there, but we've talked about this before. I've mentioned that Harrison won, and then we'll fast forward to the goal. Rafinha first time cross gets blocked, tries again, whips it in, and there is Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts with the poke home on his 100th appearance. How he's got to 100 appearances for Leeds, I don't know, but he's there. He gets the goal. And then you're thinking, is this Tyler Roberts now? Is this going to be him, or is this going to be another Southampton thing where he scores and he's going to go missing again? We don't know the answer to that yet, but he looked more confident through the game. He was actually, I saw Tyler Roberts asking for the ball in positions. He wasn't hiding. He was shooting a lot more tame efforts, but he was on it afterwards. So full credit to Tyler Roberts for this game. Let's make that clear. This game for Tyler Roberts, is this his remontada? I'm not so sure, but I've been waiting to put that in the title for you, Tyler Roberts, since the Southampton game. So there it is. It's in the title. Tyler Roberts remontada. We'll see if it's going to come to pass. The first half conclusions for me, it wasn't a great first half, in my opinion. It was quite boring, if I'm being honest. But we had control. We were organized. Brentford offered very little going forward. They sat deep. Dallas, Phillips, James, for me, were very impressive. Rafinha was quiet, but he still popped up with the magic skills and he still popped up with the assist. But that's what you get from a class player like Rafinha. He doesn't need to be involved all game, but when he does, he will affect the game, and he did, setting up Tyler Roberts' goal. Second half, we could have gone to a Rafinha free kick, Ailing header, good save from Fernandez, very good save. Can't knock him there. Phillips then goes off. Actually, no, the Brentford scored their equalizer against the run of play, may I add, because we were in full control of that game by then. They score against the run of play. It's sloppy defending, and that was the theme for both goals. They were both so preventable, but we've been here before. Just easy goals to score against us. They bullied us down our right hand side of the defense. Got the cross in. Baptiste with a nice control finish near the edge of the box, 1-1. But it was so preventable. It really was. And then the double whammy comes when Phillips has to go off injured. I'm not sure what's happening with Calvin, but he's off injured, and Mateus Click comes on. And I'm sorry, again, another player that when he's on the pitch, he doesn't give us anything. I'm sorry. And this hurts me because I love Mateus Click in the Championship. I really did. He was one of my favorite players. But he's been a ghost of Click. That's what I've been calling him, because we see his body on the pitch, but he's not doing anything. And it kind of just made us a bit more open as well in terms of Brentford pushing forward, because after they got that, they became on the front foot. They went on the front foot instead of us getting back into it. Ailing had a good block from Kanos. Absolutely took one in the face. Shout out to Luke for that one. And then Kanos again, from close range header, and it was a precursor to just a minute later when Junior gives a ball away in the middle of midfield, and then Kanos just runs easily around Llorente. Llorente was unaware of Kainos's movement, and he puts it in 2-1. And there just seems to be an issue when we can see goals this season in terms of our shoulders dropping, our confidence going. It wasn't like that last season, but again, we can't keep on harping back to last season. The confidence was just gone. You could see in the way that they were playing. We started to hit the ball longer, which is just not our game, and we just came a little disjointed. Brentford got into the game more. They started to time waste as you would. It's an away performance. They're going to do that. They're going to try and kill time as much as they can, and they did that. Bamford made his return for Junior Firpo. Dallas moves to left back on 68 minutes. Good to see Bamford back. I'm delighted to see him back. And, equaliser aside, I'm just glad to see him back on the pitch. It's good to see him. I thought he would be out until at least Christmas, the way that the club weren't really giving us time frames on his injury. But he's back, and you could see the relief on his face when he got the goal to equalise. I made a note here. Harrison booked 75 minutes, and I even forgot Harrison was on the pitch. That's how little Jack is doing. And again, this is another one that hurts me because I believe in Jack Harrison a lot, but his form is stinking out the joint right now. It's horrible. We've got too many passengers on the pitch right now. There's only a few quality players that we've got, and the rest are being dragged along by these guys, and it's not good enough, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, listen, my main observation was from that was a very, very tough second half. Brentford were in more control of it, especially once they equalised. Rafinha had a beautiful pass to Dan James, who then overhit the cross, which I know some people will really hammer Dan James for. But overall, I thought Dan James had a second good game in a row, which is what we need. We need consistency from James. And I think we've got it there with 2 games. Bamford, of course, comes up. 95th minute equalizer, and we go home with a 2-2 draw. Mixed emotions, because it would have been let me just get this straight. It would have been a disaster if we had lost that game, because our December is disgusting. It's disgusting. Let me just see. Let's go. We got Chelsea next week, tough away. Man City the game after. Arsenal at home, which I'm hopeful of, and then Leeds Liverpool on Boxing Day. Villa at home to end the month. Guys, we needed the 3 points here. We needed 3 points. I'm going to go into the comments now and see what everyone's saying. Shout out to everyone in the comments, man. There's a lot of people in the building. Thank you so much for the support. I just want to say as well, hit 3,000 subs on the channel. My last video was my most watched. The support on the channel has been amazing. So big up to everyone. It's all you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, just keep on supporting me as long as you're feeling what I'm saying. Come back and support your boys, because it's amazing. Can't put it into words. It's just fantastic. So the doctor is here. Of course he is. The doctor, oh Lord Harrison's partner in fail equals Klitsch. Yeah, doctor. I mean, I just touched on it there. They're both poor, very poor. Ayling's first game back today, maybe we'll give him a bit of slack, but it was kind of much like his performances before he got injured. So Nathan Wright, why are we always going down the left and never the right? The only time we had anything down that left side when Rafa was there for the cross. And that's what I was going to say as well. Rafinha was so isolated down on the right. Everything was coming down that left that he just decided to come over and he created the goal. You're right, Nathan. Definitely on the money. Mr. Tom, has Bielsa become too attached to his boys? Yes, he has. Yeah, he has. Lee Smith, it's been about 1 season now since Klick's drop off. It's been a long time. It really has. But it seems to be getting worse. I'll be honest, it's getting worse. When he comes on, there's a void in our team. It's like having 10 men on the pitch. And that's really hard to say about Mateusz Klich. T85 as I shorten it. I know we all know, but we need to go in for a John Swift. He's a big upgrade on Klich. And it's a great point, T85, because I was literally saying when I was seeing Mateusz Klich strolling around the pitch, the right thing for the club to do, if they are serious about moving this club up into the top 6 next season, they need to start getting a move on it right now. And for me, it would be an easy thing in terms of saying thank you to Mateus Click in January, but allowing him to move on from the club. Uh, it sounds harsh. I know that listen, I'm a Click guy, but you have to be realistic now. We're not getting anything from him. And I'm sure there's clubs in Holland and Germany that would love to take Mateus Click on. If we got rid of him and swapped him for John Swift, that's a good first step. Or anyone of substantial quality. It doesn't have to be John Swift. You just need to be for someone better. Uh, yeah, Mark Dooley, we blew it. Soon as KP goes off, we crumbled. Yeah, yeah. As soon as he went off, things went to pot. It's true, and this is what I'm saying when people say that Calvin hasn't been his usual self. He's one of these players that you don't miss him until he's off the pitch. He's one of these where you think he should be doing more when he's on the pitch, but when he's off, you realize exactly what he does. And when he went off, that's when our shape just went to absolute shambles. Uh, Let me just see. Lee Smith, KG, what do you think to Click over Rodrigo coming on? Has our price signing slipped down the order? It's a case of just having so many players that are just not up to it right now that it's like throwing a dart at the board and saying Click or Rodrigo, or Click, okay, you go on, and not feeling any way about it. It's for me, that's how it is for me, Lee. We've just got so many players that are just coasting by and just not good enough that it doesn't really matter which one of them comes on at this point in time. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree. That's just how I see it right now. Gordon White, we panic after conceding. Absolutely, I noticed that. It's such a shame as well because we weren't like this last season. But it's probably a derivative of where we are in the league right now. And I mean, our league position, just for clarification, we're 14th, which sounds good, on 16 points. But we still got Everton to play their game. I don't know if they're going to beat Arsenal, but you just don't know in this league right now. But we're 6 points above the drop zone. But it's more about the fixtures we got coming up. Those fixtures that we got coming up are killers, absolute killers. And unfortunately, if we play in the second half today, if we play like today in the second half in any of those games against Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, it's going to be long days. It's going to be real long days. Let's have a look. Bono Houston with a bit of positivity here. Calvin is young and he'll heal quickly. Forshaw and Dallas will fill in. Let's be solid and positive. After Christmas, we'll be back. Have said this constantly, marched on together. Yeah, I mean, it shows you as well with Mateus Click. He got the start in the last game and did absolutely nothing, got hauled off at half time. Today, Stuart Dallas moves up into midfield and gets Ayling back into right back. Just shows you that even Bielsa, I think, knows that we do need improvements in those areas. Yeah, Robert, I was going to say this as well. Robert saying, I thought Firpo played okay today. I thought that too. Apart from the misplaced pass, which led to the second goal, I thought he did all right today. It wasn't a disaster class from Junior like it appears to have looked in previous games. I thought he did okay, but unfortunately, these are the moments that you need your players to bail you out in. And it was an unfortunate mistake between him and Forshaw, but his pass should have been more on the money. But yeah, before that, I thought he did all right. Bob T, I watched that Palace game again. Unfortunately, Click is a passenger now. Yeah, he is. Darren Wong, yes, too many underperforming players bring the overall team down. Yeah. Oh, Chris Baldwin, Leeds have more passengers than a London bus. Yeah. Robert Dunlop, James was good today. Yeah, agreed. I was impressed with Dan James overall today. I really was. Ian J, hi KG. My first watching you. Normally watching Connor, Ian, Perth, Australia. Oh, I see. Yeah, Ian Perth. I was like, what? Connor, Ian Perth. But yeah, you normally watching Connor. That's from Ian from Australia. Shout out to you in Australia land. Thank you for coming over. Okay, Subramanya is saying, forget second season syndrome. We sort of have second half syndrome. man. So yeah, it's mixed in here. I'm just looking down the comments. It's a mix of emotions going on in the comments. Uh, so- okay. Oh, and Subramanya. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. With the super chat, thank you for the support on the channel and thank you for your donation. What are your thoughts on Ailing? Could we have gotten Criswell instead of Click to move Dallas up the field and Ailing to the right? Um, I mean, Ailing today, first game back after a bit of an injury layoff, he kind of gave us the same performance that he gave us before he was injured, in all honesty. I don't know how much more we're going to get out of him. I'm just being honest. I said on the debrief, my ideal four right now, if we were to pick from a fully healthy team, would be Firpo, Strauch, Llorente, and Dallas as our four at the back, as from what we currently got, and I stand by that as well. Um, I do. I said it at the start uh, that we should have had Criswell come on as the natural centre half. It just made sense, but we did the whole square peg and round hole things as we do, and it cost us in the end. I think. I think it cost us 3 points. Harmony in the house. We drew despite the ref trying his hardest to gift them the game. Stay positive, peeps. I don't know. Was the referee that bad? Was he? I don't know if he was any worse than what I've seen so far. I'll be honest, I didn't really notice the referee in the game. Yes, Brentford were trying time wasting tactics, but that's just natural when you're at the away team with a lead. You're going to do that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the referee was that bad. David Coots a rubbish referee anyway. Maybe I'm just used to his incompetence. I don't know at this point. Yeah, Mr. P. Good point here. Good afternoon, all. Shame we do not seem to be able to kill teams off when we're on top, and that's it. We needed that second goal, and this was something that I've mentioned before. But when we went 1-0 ahead last season, I was confident with the team just going on to win the game. It would just be confidence. You just trust them that they'll go forward and just pick up the 3 points. But we're not in that position this season. So even I at 1-0 was thinking we need a second to kill this off. As bad as Brentford have been in the first half, all it takes is a little mishap from us and they'll be back in the game. And lo and behold, it happened. It is a problem. We do need to get second goals. Right now, we're not scoring a lot of goals. Our goal difference is in the minus, but it isn't due to us shipping a bunch of goals. Our defense has been all right. It's just that we're not scoring any goals, and it goes to show again, Rafinha. I don't know. I think he's been involved in over half of our 14 goals that we've scored right now. We need to do better going forward. We do. Yeah, Gil with a comment, similar comment to myself. It was an okay game by Firpo with a fatal mistake. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Chris, can't put that in, but I hear you, Chris. I hear you. Uh, uh, Mr. Tom, our most important player this week has been 94th minute. Yeah. The disabled team, shout out to you guys. 2 points drops. 2 points dropped. That's the final thing I'm saying. It absolutely was 2 points dropped. I said this. I said this week we needed the 3 points in this game just to get some relief away from the rest of those teams at the bottom of the table ahead of a really really tough run of fixtures, and we didn't do it today. We just didn't do it. Uh, Sujaya, I hope I've said that right. KG, I love your analysis on Connor's channel. We are such a Jekyll and Hyde side at the moment. Do you think we can keep going like this and still survive? It's going to be tough. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated. I still maintain that I don't think we get relegated, but we are in a relegation battle. I know that sounds a bit like contradictory, but I just don't believe at this point in time that we're going to have one of the worst teams come 38 games after 38 games. I just don't believe that at this moment in time. But we do need to make changes in January. That's vital to us in terms of getting out of this mess because teams around us are going to be strengthening. Norwich have got a new manager. Newcastle will obviously strengthen. We need to get some new bodies in that can do the work, do the work, do the work, not just run around. I've already said that before. I don't want to repeat myself, but I don't want any more runners. I want quality on the ball, people that can affect the game apart from Rafinha. It shouldn't just be down to him to just keep on supplying the goodness that to our forward line. We need quality on the ball, and I hope that the board are seeing this. I believe they are, but it's up to Bielsa too. Bielsa has to sign off on these players and say, yes, he's better than Click, bring him in. Because if not, we're going to be stuck with the same squad past January. And for me, that just makes this season even longer than it already feels right now. So I do think we'll survive, but it's not going to be a very fun season. That's what I'm feeling right now. Andy Brow with a good one here. Great confidence builder for Bamford, and didn't he enjoy it? He loved it. He loved it. You could feel the adrenaline going through it. I felt it through the TV here. He was loving it. Took the shirt off and never see. I don't think I've ever seen him take the shirt off before. But yeah, it was good to see him in there, man. That's what we need. That's what you get from a real poacher striker like that. You get those kind of out of nothing balls. We got that cross in from the corner, and he just gets one out of nowhere. That's what you need from your striker. That's what you get from people like Bamford, where we haven't had that from Rodrigo. We just haven't, And there's a reason why the guy didn't come on today. Maybe he'll come out and say he's injured or something. I don't know. But like somebody said earlier, Click got him ahead of Rodrigo today. Um, Top man KG. Okay. Okay, Margus has got a different opinion on Dan James than I have. That's fine. I disagree. James' performance dropped, in my opinion, compared to last two games. Caught offsides a ton. I don't think Harrison plus James works. Okay, that's your opinion. Fair enough. There's probably other people that feel the same as well, because I know Dan James is trying to win a lot of people around right now. So, uh, Michael Brown, KG, Adam Forshaw contract runs out at the end of the season. Would you offer him a new contract if he can show he overcomes his injury issues? I actually would. I would keep Adam Forshaw around in the squad. I really would. I think it's not just stuff on the pitch. I think sometimes you need a player that can come on off the bench and affect a game. And not only that, I think you'd be good to have around just to have around like the younger players in terms of his influence and in terms of determination. Because let's face it, there's not a lot of players that are more determined than Adam Forshaw after 2 years out hurt. If he keeps the performances up the way that he has since he's come back in, I would definitely offer him a contract and keep him around the squad. Yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't bin him off just because we can get better. We should be getting better in the midfield, absolutely. But yeah, I would keep him around the squad at this moment in time, as long as his performances stay at this level. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these referee was shocking. Robert Hall, ref was 12th man. Ref was inconsistent. Yeah. Okay. I mean, listen. Maybe I'm just used to him being poor. Like I say, I just didn't notice it. Maybe I'll notice it when I watch the highlights later. But I didn't really notice him that much. Jordan saying the ref had a few bad decisions, no more than that usual though. Yeah, that's how I saw it, but I will have a look again later. Yeah, I was going to mention as well. Dallas. Robert Dunlop mentions Dallas looking like his old self. I thought he was good. Uh, I think he was part of the being bullied off the ball for their equalizer. But overall, I thought Dallas' game was very good. And again, he was asked to move around the pitch. He started off in advanced midfield, came back a bit, and then went to left back when Junior went off. And yeah, Dallas is looking, as I say, I think Dallas has looked great since he told everybody about his friend passing away. I think the support he's received has really helped him on the pitch. I really do. So yeah, it's good to see Dallas back in that kind of form. Uh, yeah, Jordan again. If a second goal came, we would have scored a couple more. I agree. I definitely agree with that because we was all over Brentford. They really did score against the run of play today, and uh, it's unfortunate. I really wanted 3 points today. I can't lie. Like I'm happy we didn't lose. I'm obviously you don't want to lose games like this at home, but I'm really disappointed we didn't get the 3 points. Yeah, Jed. I mean, Jed. I did say as well. Yeah, Jed saying here, for sure, let the ball run through his leg. Is that really third post fault? I mean, I did say it was a mix up between the two. I did say that, but it's unfortunate that it's Junior that had the last touch on that pass because that's what people are going to look at. But yeah, it was a mix up between the two. Uh, Brian L. Cresswell should partner Llorente in from the back. He'll learn so much from Llorente. Leeds. Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will. I like that. I like that partnership while Cooper's out, but I don't know how long Stripe's going to be out for. If he's going to be out much longer, but yeah, I would put Creswell in. I've got no hesitations about putting Creswell in. He's another one that I would just put in there. Lewis Bate as well. I would bring him up and give us a bit more in the midfield rather than keep playing Click. It's we just need to do something different in there, and we've seen it with the injection of youth that we've had. They've been some of our better players. So let's play them. The ones that are good enough. Don't just throw all of them in there. Don't throw in the ones that are nowhere near ready, like when we brought on McKinstry. That was just out of nowhere. Play your players like Bate, Drama at right back. Let's start playing him and seeing what he can give us at right back. Oh, and yeah, just scrolling into a comment here. Scott Lightning kind of echoing that. Bielsa needs to start utilizing Drama, Gilhart, and Bate instead of the likes of Robert, Click, and Harrison when they are not up to much at the moment. Can't disagree with that. Static in the house, KG. I don't know if you saw my comment before, but keep up the great work, my man. Thank you so much, Static. Shout out to you. Hisham just joining now, KG. Click was a strange substitute. If the idea was to put Forshaw in the number 4 role and put in another attacking midfielder, why not Rodrigo? Surely he would have offered more. But would he have, Hisham? Would he have really offered more? I'm not in the camp, Hisham. I'm sorry to say, I'm not in the camp that Rodrigo's been in any kind of good form. If that's good form for people, then the bar's on the floor for me. I can't call what he's been doing good form. I just can't do that. Because if he's been good in good form, then what has Strout been in? What has Rafinha been in? What is that if Rodrigo's form has been good? I just don't know if he would have offered more. I'm kind of out on the Rodrigo experiment personally. I've give it time, I really have, but I just don't think he's going to be doing much for us going forward. Great for us in the Christmas ad. Shout out to the Leeds United social media and everything else for that Christmas ad. Very good one. I really enjoyed that one. That's on a separate note. Luis Viva, I should say. Please be also keep Dallas in midfield, please. Yeah, I don't know. Stan saying here was Orta fighting with someone in the crowd at the end. Did anyone else see that? I don't know. I've switched the game off as soon as it was off. Oh, Tom saying it as well. Orta going off at someone in the director's box. Wow. And I mean, listen, if that's true, it goes back to what I said as well about Angus Kinnear's program notes in terms of when he's usually jovial, usually joking around. People usually find him funny. A lot of people didn't find him funny this time. But it goes back to I believe that the board really thought that we would be in a better position. And not only that, if Orta's going off, I don't know what's happened there, but it kind of makes you think that maybe he was expecting 3 points from the game today, knowing the run that we've got ahead of us. That's just my thought, my first opinion. I haven't seen it. I don't know what happened. So that's just my initial thought from that. Uh, Michael Cashmore, hypothetical. Would you be encouraged if Gelhart and Bate were given the next 4 games fearless? Um, yeah. I listen. I've got no issues of putting any of these guys in against whoever. You're in the Premier League. You want to be playing against teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. This is what we came back for. This is what we see Leeds United in the Premier League table, and it feels right. It feels right, doesn't it? This is what we want. We want to be back with these guys, competing with these guys, against these guys. So yeah, I would absolutely put them in. I think all this waiting for the right game for certain players, I think that's kind of cost us a bit this season as well. So yeah, I would have no issues putting them in. Uh, Let me just get down to the latest comments. Let's have a look. Disabled team, we need a striker who is capable of getting 10 to 12 in the January window in case Bamford picks up an injury. Yeah, I mean, the January window, that's a completely separate video, disabled team, and I'm sure we'll hit that sometime later this month, just in terms of what we want to see going forward. I'd love to talk to all of you guys about that at near the end of the month. Nicholas, we need improvements in the centre park before anything. Yeah, yeah. Hans Norman. It's Hans, isn't it? Very, very strange sub for Cooper. Like you said here, so many changes when Cresswell could be there. Shame to drop points today. Yeah. I see a few people arguing in the comments. Let's all keep it nice. Let's all calma, calma. Let's keep it all nice. We all have difference of opinions here. Doesn't make anyone more right than wrong, honestly. Let me see. Michael Brown, KG, it's rumored that Leeds are looking at Brereton Diaz at Blackburn Rovers. I believe from midfield, he scored second top score in the Championship. Impressive for attacking midfielder. He actually plays a little bit up front now. I'll ask Bradley Johnson about that one and see if he's heard any whispers about Mr. Diaz coming from. Because I tell you, Brereton Diaz has actually, since he's picked up those chili caps, has turned into a whole different player. He really has. But I don't know if we've been linked with him. I haven't seen it. I have to give you the Arsene Wenger. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Tom Gatlin, have to stop the long balls and man marking and three at the back constantly cost us. Mm. Yeah, yeah, man marking works, but you have to have the right personnel to do it. You have to have the right personnel to do it, and I don't know if we've got that right now. I really don't. Uh, Mick Brown saying Leeds have never replaced Pablo Hernandez. We miss a player with his kind of ability. Yeah, and that's it. And that's where I think someone like a John Swift type comes in. Somebody who can get it in the middle of the park and influence the game properly instead of going missing in the middle of the park. So I definitely agree with that. Uh, yeah, I've seen Paul saying here Cabral is great. We were linked with him last year. Yeah, I've seen us being linked with him again, but I don't know if it's just a lazy link, to be honest. So we just have to wait and see. Uh, Mr. Taxi Music, good name. Please, we are forgetting Gelhart. What's happening here? And totally agree about the ghost of Click, where he's went. Where's he gone to? Watched him taking some practice shots Tuesday night. Even that was poor. Yeah. Yes, Devon. I've seen our next three fixtures. I read them out earlier. Gil is saying sell Rodrigo now before his price gets even lower. This is it for me. This is where the board have to show cojones. Okay, with it in the nicest terms I can put it. They need to start shipping out some of these players permanently. No loans. See if we can get some permanent moves for some of these guys, like Click, like Rodrigo, and replacing them or moving some of our youngsters through because they're just not giving us enough or anything in certain cases. So I'm fully with you, Gil. Oh no, what's happened here? Hold on, technical difficulties. Just get rid of that. Hold on a minute. Sorry about this, people. Technical issues here. It's a live stream. This is what happens. There we go. There we go. Right, I'm not going to go too much longer here now. I think I've said all I need to say on the game. But just going to get through a couple more of your comments, and yeah, we'll go for the Chelsea game next week. I should have a Chelsea preview on my channel next week. I've got a few Chelsea creators that do content, so hopefully I'll get somebody on and we can, go through that and predict that game next week. That should be very interesting. Very interesting. Da, 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 da. Bob T, sorry, can you recap where we are with injuries after today? I can't. I think I noted that during the game as well. We got two bodies in Ayling and Bamford. We get two out with Cooper and Phillips today. I have no idea where we are with injuries. It's just, we are where we are all the time. We don't have a fully healthy squad. We never have. We rarely ever have. If we have, it's a very, very low percentage. So, yeah. Oh, let's see. Let me see. I've just Mr. P, thank you for the super chat. You didn't leave a comment, but thank you for the support on the channel, Mr. P. Thank you. Brian L. Sadly, our game changed when Phillips went off. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it did. Dan, just trying to get this. Having a few technical issues here. Dan Solo, Nat Phillips could be available according to Scott. No, thank you. No, we don't need any centre backs. We don't need any centre backs at the club, and certainly not Nat Phillips. Let's not let's not get overexcited just because he plays for Liverpool. He's not that good. He's just a basic bread and butter defender. And we've got better with Charlie Cresswell already at the club. Robin Koch is to come back. Pascal Struijk is to come back. Not for me. Nat Phillips, no chance. No way. Not for me. Mr. P, meant to add with that super chat to put some money in the meter. Thank you for that, Mr. P. Thank you. Yeah, listen. Yeah, and Neil Bateson, lots of runners, but alas, not enough quality. Something that we've touched on here before. Listen, people, I'm not going to go much longer than that today. We've drawn the game. In summary, we've drawn the game that we really needed 3 points from. Happy to get a last minute equalizer, but we really should have got three ahead of a really tough run of fixtures. I'll be back at some point in the week with a Chelsea preview with a Chelsea creator. So please join me for that. Please like the stream if you haven't already liked it. Please subscribe to the channel if you already haven't subscribed. And listen, people, we go again next week. It's going to be tough, but we'll go again.